TV.
Good evening and welcome back to West Talk. It's so awesome to be here after what feels like a very long summer off. I had a great summer. I hope you guys did as well. Really excited to get back in the swing of things and tee up an amazing season of West Talk with all the people that you want to see. And I put out a message on Facebook last month to say, hey, if there's somebody that you want to be on West Talk, somebody in the community that you think has a cool story, something to share, then message me. And so thank you to everybody who's reached out, but also there's still some spaces. So if you know somebody who's interested to come on here for a chat, let me know. One other thing, when I came in, my good friend and producer, Gian, who was the person who welcomed me into the studio in the first place 5 years ago, had a little surprise for me today, and I thought I'm all too proud to show this. I didn't even realize time just flies by, and we time traveled through COVID as well, and I didn't realize it's been 5 years that I've had the opportunity to be volunteering with Rogers. So thank you very much, Gian. And thank you to everybody at Rogers for giving me this opportunity, which I'm all too happy to have. So hopefully I'll have a 10-year one of these as well soon. Okay, so we're going to have two guests in studio with us today that I am very excited to chat to because it's been a while. Some of you may know that next week there's a big birthday. The Qalipu band right here in Western Newfoundland are turning 13 years old, and we've been trying to speak with people from Qalipu as much as possible over the years, try to stay informed on the developments. It's an ever-changing thing that's amazing for the people of Western Newfoundland, and just ever evolving. So if we don't check in with them every year, we might lose track of what's happening, and that's why today we have currently the Western Vice Chief and also the Acting Chief of Qalipu First Nation, Ms. Jenny Brake. Thanks for coming down.
Hey,
it's good to see you again.
Me. It's good to see you too.
So what kind of summer did you have?
Well, first, I had to start off by correcting you because Qalipu is more than Western Newfoundland.
Oh.
We're Central and Western.
Thank you for correcting me on that.
Absolutely.
So, and of course, again, we'll touch on a little bit later about how you're actually sort of sitting in two chairs right now, which I'm sure has also its complications, but it's also a privilege I know you feel.
Yes.
So, yeah, what was the summer like? Were there any sort of Qalipu-centric activities or things that you want to touch on over the last few months?
The summer was I think it was the busiest summer I've ever had in my life, and I have three children. So,
and they're not the reason why?
Well, they were in a sense, because my two youngest children, my daughters, and my son as well, attended powwow with me and
Right.
all the Maui Omis and celebrations that went on. So there were kudos to all the communities that got together, the volunteers, the committees that worked so hard to put off all these events, because it was beautiful. It gave all of our communities an opportunity to get together, to celebrate our culture, to share knowledge and, food. We love that. Music, everything. It was really, really beautiful. But both my daughters dance in powwow, so it was really nice for them. They loved,
Nice.
getting called into the arena for their style of dancing and things like that. So started in Conn River, I think it was the beginning of July, and then every single weekend after, pretty much. One weekend I had off. Well, it's not, and it's not work. It's community. It's wonderful celebration. But the weekend that there was no powwow, in between, all of the celebrations, was St. Anne's Day, and that's the St. Anne's, the patron saint of Mi'kmaq people.
Okay.
And so I was invited to go to Chapel Island with Chief Terry Paul from Membertou, and he and I went there together, and that was a real significant moment as well, to be there amongst all of our family from Mi'kmaqi and to honor that day as well. So it was a really jam-packed summer. I didn't really take any time off. I've been in the interim position now since December. member, and they're really, I've come into a lot. There's been a lot of things happening, but even just trying to pick up where someone else left off in any job is always a period of transition and digestion of everything. So it's been really, really busy, but really awesome, really great.
That sounds fun. It sounds like even though you're moving around a lot, I'm sure your cup was getting filled up as well every weekend.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. There's been a lot of movement, that's for sure. Yeah.
And so you were elected into the role of Western Vice Chief, correct? Which happened last year or 2 years ago?
No, 3 years ago
years
now.
ago. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
2021, I think.
Okay, again, I'm losing track of time as per
me
the
too.
opening there.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Right. And so then when did it shake down that you were also when did you also become the sort of interim chief? And just quickly, how did that come to be?
Yeah, so regional chief, Qalipu chief at the time, Chief Brendan Mitchell, had been selected to become the regional chief for the Assembly First Nation, so AFN Regional Office for Newfoundland. And the year previous to that, we had put a resolution to the floor at the AFN requesting a regional office for Newfoundland,
So
because most provinces, we were underneath Nova Scotia, so it was Newfoundland and Nova Scotia previous to that. And Chief PJ Prosper was our regional chief. And he encouraged us to put that motion forward and request our own office, and we were successful and supported by the AFN to do so. So Chief Brendan was selected for that position, and then at that time our council had to decide whether myself or Vice Chief Andy Barker in the central area would assume that position. And when it came time to do that, Chief Andy Barker in Central supported me in taking the position. So, but our bylaws didn't allow us to fill the role of Western Vice Chief because of the time period that was left in the term.
Okay.
So I've had to, maintain both hats.
And it's not as simple as you can just do the chief responsibilities and just the other stuff. Like there's no backfill there, I guess.
Well, I mean, the other members of council are supportive and whatnot, but they have their wards. So as vice chief, you have a different kind of set of duties to support the chief and be there as proxy and things like that. So things that Chief Brendan would have often handed to me to assist with, I've leaned hard on some of the other councillors, and they've been really great. So, and our staff, everyone's been fantastic, but it's been quite busy, really.
Just a curiosity. So where is former Chief Brendan now located? Like, where is the office of this regional?
Yeah, he's, I think, Herald Tower.
Oh, so in Corner Brook still? Okay, cool.
He has an office over there, and he's got some staff members there working with him, and so he's not far.
So the sort of just everything just seems to be in constant sort of change, which is good because we're moving in good directions.
Yeah.
But I guess just like, structurally, basically, as we can see, all new sort of a reorganization.
We're a new band. We're a young band, Actually, just recently, we had an AGA in Central last weekend, and our audit statements weren't prepared in time because we're upgrading to a new financial system. And we were talking to some folks in Member 2 in their finance department. We were like, oh my God, we feel so horrible, and what are we going to do? And they kind of chuckled and said, oh, you're so new. This is so common and so typical, and don't stress over that. And this happens, especially because we're trying to get a new financial system for more efficiency for our members and for our staff.
Yeah.
But we're going through growing pains that we haven't gone through before, and it's really nice that we've developed and built relationships with other First Nations in Canada that we can look to for advice. And sometimes misery loves company, and you need that too. So it's nice to have folks that are willing to work with us and show us their ways. And so we've, in the short time that I've been in this role, I've built some really good relationships with other chiefs, and I'm really happy that they've been there to support us.
It does seem to be, just from my observation, that's just your Facebook friend. It seems like you have had a chance. We are. But it seems like you've had a chance to really get around a fair bit and meet with people. I mean, from Ottawa to here, right?
It's been really nonstop, and my dad jokes and says, "Grass will never grow under your feet." I've always been that way. I'm a doer. Yeah. But if I'm invited to a meeting in Ottawa, will say, and Ottawa is paying for me to come to Ottawa, then I'm going to meet with every
there,
single person that I can over that period of time, because maximize the time and the opportunity. But as someone new in the role, I really had, I had an obligation to build the relationships and make the introductions. So, the travel has been significant since I started, but it's mostly been on the invitation and on the expense of the folks that invite me. So that's good. I'm very cognizant of, being very frugal. And I'm a single mom. I'm just, that's my nature anyway.
And people can be a little overly critical too sometimes of when they see these types of things. But I mean, there's an X factor here. There's so much that you just can't do on Zoom. Is the reality of it. And this network, this relationship
especially relationship
piece,
building. Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's, I welcome folks to be critical and ask questions, because this is our First Nation. It doesn't belong to me. Like I've even said to staff, the pins that we write with belong to our members. Everything is, that we have a responsibility to be ever so careful and cautious with every dollar, everything that we do. We have to maximize it. We're a unique band. It comes with lots of challenges, so we have to be very careful and very aware, because this is not for us. This is for our children and their children. And
a very unique band from what I understand. And also, again, just correct me if I'm wrong, the largest band in Canada?
Right now, just about, if not the largest, I mean, we're 9 original bands under one umbrella, so we're very similar to Six Nations in Ontario, where they have, they have a similar population to us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gian just gave me the light now, which means we're already running to the end of our interview. So I just want to talk, open up the floor, I guess. We have, at the end of the month, we have the Day for Truth and Reconciliation coming up. Can you give us a little taste of what might be happening around here?
Yeah, absolutely. There'll be a sunrise ceremony in Bowater Park.
Nice.
It'll probably be around 6:30 in the morning usually.
That's on the 31st?
That's on the 30th, yes. And I think some of the local communities are having their own events as well. Our lovely comms person, Kelly Clark, she always posts things to our Facebook and our website, so keep an eye on that. Botwood is doing an unveiling of a statue of Damastuit, the last Beothuk, so that's going to be a really significant thing.
Are you going out there for that?
Yeah, I'll be there later in the day. So I usually cover a lot of ground on those days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for taking some time out of your schedule to come in here and chat. And we would love to chat again. I think there's an election coming up in this month.
Yes, nominations are on the 23rd of September. So if anybody out there is interested in becoming a part of council, put your nomination in on the 23rd. The forms will be available. You just drop it off at the office. You need 2 people to support your application that are members. And, good luck and see you at the races.
Awesome. Well, we'll have to check back in next month to see how it all shook out.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Will Allen.
And that was Jenny Brake. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our next guest. Stay tuned.
So why volunteer at Rogers TV? Well, it's fun, exciting, and challenging. You can develop practical, hands-on skills in TV production, make new friends, and have fun, all while giving back to your community. For a few hours a week, you can be part of a great team making great local television. Want to find out more? Get in touch with us at rogerstv.com. Make your mark and find a new passion as a Rogers TV volunteer.
And now we're back with our second guest of this episode in studio. Over the summer, a new business opened up here in Corner Brook, up at the Bloomingdown Golf Course. Corner Brook's now premier golf simulator and sports bar is open for business. Dormston Indoor Golf is on the go. And to tell me all about it, what's going on, and how to go play around, we have the proprietor, the man himself, Mr. Matt Pye. Thanks for coming down, Matt.
Nice to meet you, buddy. How are you?
Good, man. What made you want to get into the indoor golf biz?
I started playing golf probably like middle COVID, end of COVID, so like around 2020, 2021.
Fairly recent.
Fairly recent, and like I'm not a good golfer.
Yeah.
So it was frustrating that I can only golf 5 months a year. And for like a business standpoint, we have 4 courses and 100 kilometers of us.
Great
from
courses, yeah.
Deer Lake to Stephenville.
Sure.
And again, snow 7 months a year. So it made sense to have a spot where you can keep your swing fresh.
Yeah, and it seems like this is the kind of thing there's been demand for a number of years. Like I've been involved in a few like business startup roundtables where people are pitching ideas that could work in Western Newfoundland,
Yeah.
right? And like a driving range keeps coming up, but it doesn't address the issue, like you said, that great, you can go build a lovely outdoor driving range and you can use it for 35% of the year or whatever,
Exactly.
40% of the year.
Yep.
So with this, are you finding like, are people treating this just like they would a golf, like a driving range where they kind of use it as warm up and practice and?
Well, golf's exploding, so like you're getting a lot more beginners and beginners and beginners, and junior golf is huge. And what Ed's doing with the program at Bloomington is amazing.
That's Ed Flood. He's the
Yes,
new
sir, yeah.
manager down there.
Yep.
Okay.
And he's crushing it,
Wow.
doing good.
How long has he been there?
I think this year, last
Okay,
year, I
cool,
believe.
yeah.
If I'm right in saying that.
So he's a progressive manager for the club. Wants to see some cool things happen there.
It's amazing what he's doing up there. So it's nice to have a spot where people can come in and warm up before their round. You could dial in after your round if there's something you needed to work on.
Yeah.
And over the winter, being able to play full courses is a big benefit as well.
So this will be the first winter open.
Yes, yeah.
Wow. So, man, I can only imagine, again, 4 golf courses within 100 kilometers. They all seem to be doing fairly well. They're staying open. So that says to me there's a lot of interest. There's a lot of golfers around.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, some of these people must be pretty stoked to now have a place to go in the winter and, like, socialize with other golfers and have a beer.
One of the nicest things about it is I know a lot of old skippers up there I've been talking to, and they don't see their buddies when the snow comes.
Right.
Because that's what
They're just golf
They're
buddies.
just golfers. So for a spot for them to see their friends and socialize over the winter is going to be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a game changer for sure,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
And so for the general public, you know, the people like myself who say aren't really serious golfers, like definitely way worse than you, but like the idea, you know, of getting out there and cracking a few balls. Is it approachable in that way? Like, is it set up that is there any way to kind of, if people really know nothing about golf, say, and they just want to go up there?
It is, in my opinion, the perfect spot.
Right.
Because with all the technology that's there and feedback you get through every swing, it does not take long to get a grip.
Right. So
So
it's
it's-
almost like getting a little bit of live coaching as well, kind of like virtually.
Every swing is a lesson.
Okay, cool.
So it's pretty cool, I must say.
So I guess you're using must be a pretty powerful like software or like, you know, some sort of game
Yeah,
engine, because you mentioned you have all the courses like everywhere in the world, all the pro courses.
Yeah, anything from Augusta to Pebble to any pro course, all courses, basically.
Cool.
There's list of thousands.
Right.
So
People don't bring their own clubs to Sims, do they? Or
usually, yeah.
Yeah?
I do have rentals, but when you get into golf, you learn to play your clubs and how to swing your clubs. So it's nice to be able to keep
Right.
that fluent.
Right. Cool. So this is also like if you get a new club for Christmas,
You get to try
it's
it out.
like you can be a sniper with it by the time the course opens up.
Absolutely. It's a nice way to stay dialed in.
Yeah. And so for the casuals or otherwise, like how do you just show up there, or do you have to call to book it in? How does that go?
You book online, Dormston Indoor Golf, or you can check out our website, Dormston Golf. And anyone interested over the winter, we're doing a full winter league.
Oh,
All handicap, so it's fair. Winner gets a free Bloomington membership.
whoa. Cool. So that'll be like a once a week kind
Once
of
a
thing?
week, come in, play around, and
Cool.
yeah, bring your buddies, have a laugh.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So you've gotten your license down there and everything? Like,
Yeah, fully licensed bar and grill.
For some people, like even myself, again, not being a super avid golfer, I thought you were just set up in the Bloomington clubhouse over there, like, you know, kind of over in the corner, but you were saying in your own building
Yeah.
in the old pro shop.
Yeah, we're in the old pro shop, fully isolated,
Yeah.
fully.
You see your food there too?
Yeah, we're doing pizzas and like pub
Okay.
grub and
Cool.
trying to move into some more
Yeah.
nicer options.
Wow. So you're really on track to be like kind of full on sports bar.
Yeah, absolutely. And for games, we have anything from UFC to the Briar Cup. We have it all.
What do you mean? Like that's what you'll be playing and
Yeah,
on the TV and
like
stuff? Yeah.
all channels, all sports.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely.
Wow. And you know, what are your hours like down there?
I'm 10 to 10 every day of the week.
Wow. And so you're down there yourself?
Yep.
Yeah. Wild. So far you've been open for what? Just over a month now?
Just over a month, yeah.
Yeah.
But the support has been amazing.
Yeah?
Like it's nice to have support from the locals, I must say.
Yeah.
Like that was a really big fear of me going into it.
Yeah, you don't want to be out there on your own, like, you know, sailing your ship in the dark.
You can't do it by yourself.
Yeah.
So with the support of the golf community and a lot of friends and new friends I've made through the golf community, I'm thankful. You cannot put it in words.
Yeah, man. It seems, again, it just seems like one of those things that everybody kind of wanted to happen, but I guess they just, you know, they were waiting for somebody to come out, and make it happen, bring it forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, kudos. I think you're really onto something. Do you have any vision for? I mean, you're in a month. It's obviously an early stage. You got your first winter to get through, right? Which will be really something. But you know, do you have a vision now? Have things changed for you since you've been open about like what's possible, where you might like to go with the business?
I made sure to take notes from other simulators right across Canada to make sure that, what I do is right the first time, because first impressions are everything. Yeah. So I'm pretty much, I'm where I want to be. Yeah. Being at the golf course is so perfect, so I would never change my location. Yeah, like I've heard, I've heard other pitches and things about people talking about this roughly, and I know one guy was thinking about doing it in the mall, for instance, right? Yes. And down where they already have a gaming, you know, it's a place where you can, basically an arcade, right? And you're going to do that. Yeah. But to me, that's not where all the golfers are going to be, right? It's where somebody like me might go crack a few off. Yeah, but, absolutely. So yeah, I would say that that's probably one of your biggest advantages, hey? Like this location, being up on a club. Is so perfect, because you're not breaking any habits. Yeah. You're used to driving to the golf course, nothing changes. Right, it's just autopilot. Just get in the car on Saturday morning and exactly. Wild. And like how popular, I guess one question for me, just as a business person, is like, how competitive is this space going to be? How accessible is it for an average golfer to go out and get a simulator? Like, is everybody going to end up with these in their house at some point in the future, or what's the technology direction there? There isn't anything stopping anyone from having it besides ceiling height. Like I know ceiling height and price, and price is a big one. Yeah. But like for your more than average golfers, I'm sure they're already looking into it. Right. Like, and it's because if you are consistent and you want to keep your game consistent, there's no better way than a golf simulator. Right. But having a golf simulator in your garage isn't the same experience as driving down to the course with your buddies, having a beer, like you said, you know, and that whole just the other camaraderie, which I got to tell you, from what I've seen, half of the people I know who play golf are there for the camaraderie. Exactly. Right. Yeah, and the chats and then the socialization aspect is huge, because again, like there's people that don't see their buddies all winter long because they golf and there's snow 7 months a year. Yeah. So it's unreal. Yeah. Well, man, I'm going to have to come down and check this out. Absolutely, absolutely. And 10 to 10, open daily. Yes, sir. Even Sundays and Mondays? Every day. Wow, God love you, man. Rock and roll. Thanks for taking the time to come down, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Deadly. And good luck with it all. Thank you. We'll get you back in probably maybe in the new year just to see how it went, and we'll talk about some winter stuff down there. Absolutely. And if you're ever interested in maybe doing some little events down there, too. Always open for that, always. I host a lot of tournaments now for people, like the men's broom ball came in and they had an absolute blast. And anything to support local and supporting locals supporting me is wonderful. Yeah, you got to give back to them, huh? Absolutely. Deadly. Thanks so much, Matt, for coming down. Of course. We're going to take a quick break and we shall be back to wrap up this episode. Stay with us.
So why volunteer at Rogers TV? Well, it's fun, exciting, and challenging. You can develop practical, hands-on skills in TV production, make new friends, and have fun, all while giving back to your community. For a few hours a week, you can be part of a great team making great local television. Want to find out more? Get in touch with us at rogerstv.com. Make your mark and find a new passion as a Rogers TV volunteer.
All right, that's it for this episode. One thing I just want to say real quick is happy birthday to my lovely, super pregnant wife. who it's her birthday today, and tomorrow it's my little boy's 5th birthday. So happy birthday, guys. I love you very much. And thank you very much as well to Western Vice Chief and Acting Chief of Qalipu First Nation, Jenny Brake, for coming down and chatting with us, as well as Matt Pye, the owner of the brand new Dormston Indoor Golf located up at Bloomingdown Golf Course. So you'll want to check them out as well on social media, or just go on up to the course. That's it for this episode. We'll be back next Tuesday for another West Talk. Thanks, everyone.
We do 4 beats to call our ancestors to our circle.
For 15 years, I was very involved with the community. And then one day, a tragedy happened. My 15-year-old grandson was killed in a car accident. There's nothing in this world like it. I went to a very dark place where all you can think about is the loss and the pain, and nothing else comes into your mind until one day you get a phone call and all of a sudden the light comes on and you remember, well, maybe I'll go, it may help, it may not help, but the moment that I got into the circle, and it was like a weight lifted. The culture is, for me, is what brought me back. My family, my friends too as well, of course, in the community, but my culture, my beliefs, and the women. A healing circle is very powerful. You have women who have been through trauma, who at the moment are probably still going through trauma like I was, physically and emotionally. When the stick or the rock is passed around to each person and they speak, it's like a piece of your pain went to each of them. And when the stick comes back to you, half of that load on your shoulder seems to be lifted. It's very powerful, and it's there. It's offered to anybody who needs it. A healing circle can be called anytime. There are a lot of things that we offer in the culture. Qalipu offers in the culture, the Women's Association, with talking circles and healing circles, workshops, different workshops that you can come to. I think if you're focused on something other than your grief, it takes away for that little, that short period of time. It gives you some relief and something to look forward to. And I think every time you do that, it gives you little baby steps back into where you should be, back into your life and back into your community's life, your family's life.
Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Email us at comments@rogerstv.com or visit our website.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Today, I helped a parent feed their family by connecting them to a food program.
Today, I helped someone connect with mental health supports.
Today, I helped a couple struggling to pay their bills access financial aid.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
They've reached the summit! Back-to-back Stanley Cup victories.
Greatness.
And a new legacy begins. Absolutely amazing. It has happened in Vegas.
It's not a destination.
And lightning has struck twice.
It is a continuous journey.
We did it! We did it!
that never ends.
These are the moments you dream of. Stanley Cup champions.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I